Debt situation, I was part of this HIPIC process. We, in 2010 again, managed to reach the HIPIC completion point and had almost $5 billion in external debt canceled. We practically started on a clean slate on the external debt side. And then I remember, I think the 2011 budget, in terms of budgeting for debt, I don't think it was more than $10 million, our debt obligation generally. But I come back to the position in last year's budget or this year's budget, our total debt service obligation should have been $328 million. Just imagine. So if we were to be in good books, 100% for everybody, we needed to put $328 million just to pay all the people we owe. The debt stock is about $2.58 billion. That's what Liberia owes. On the external side, we owe $1.55 billion. I think on the domestic side, $1.06 billion. So domestic debt, what we owe locally, domestically, is larger than the government's budget. Most of you were saying now the government budget, it is big, but the budget, the debt we owe, even domestically. So how are we managing? Prudent debt management. We have what we call a debt management strategy that focuses on ensuring that whatever we borrow, the purpose, the uses of the money for borrowing must be transformative, must give us what we call higher rates of economic return. I don't want people to get so phobic when it comes to debt, because debt can be good, debt can be bad. It depends on how you use it. People are every day trying to get loans from banks. So if debt was so bad, people will not go to the bank. But one person will go and take a loan from a bank and we apply the loan positively, and that loan becomes the reason why the person becomes richer and expand business. Another person will go and take the same amount of money, apply the loan frivolously, and the debt becomes the reason why the person gets poorer, and all the person's problem will be attributed to that. So it depends on how you responsibly deal with it. Like there is a ratio that we always talk about, debt to GDP ratio, and there are triggers. As we speak, before HIPIC completion, our debt to GDP ratio as a country was more than 700%. 700%, meaning our debt was higher than our GDP, more than 7 times. So as we speak now, if you take debt, but the debt you take helps you to expand your economy, it means the denominator is increasing. And if you still remember your elementary math, if the denominator increases with a fixed or with a small numerator, what happens to the quotient? What happens to the quotient? It drops. So your debt GDP ratio will drop. You can take debt, expand your economy, and still works for you. So the key is that what are you applying the debt on? And so we are ensuring through the Debt Management Committee that our chair as Minister of Finance, the Central Bank Governor is a member, the Justice Minister, that the debts that we are taking are concessional and they are going for purposes that will translate into higher economic return.